Have you ever wondered what happens at the very end of buying a house? You've done all the searching, all the paperwork, and now you're ready to call the house yours. But before you get the keys, there's one last step. It's called closing costs. Today, we're going to talk about what closing costs are, why they matter, and what you can expect if you're buying a home in the last part of the year. In this video, we're going to make closing costs simple to understand. By the end, you'll know what they include, why they can be a little different at the end of the year, and how you can be ready for them. Let's start with the basics. When you buy a house, you pay more than just the price of the home. Closing costs are the extra fees and expenses that come with finalizing your mortgage. Think of it like when you buy concert tickets online. You see the ticket price, but then at checkout, there are extra service fees. Closing costs work a little like that, but on a bigger scale. So, what's included in closing costs? Here are some of the most common parts. First, there are loan fees. These are charges from your lender for helping set up your mortgage. This might include an application fee or an origination fee. Next, there are title fees. These make sure that the home you're buying actually belongs to the seller and that no one else can claim it after you buy it. There are also inspection and appraisal fees. These help confirm that the home is safe and that it's worth the price you agreed to pay. Then, there's something called prepaid costs. These are payments you make upfront for things like homeowners insurance and property taxes. Altogether, closing costs usually add up to about 2% to 5% of the price of the home. That means if you're buying a $250,000 house, you might need an extra $5,000 to $12,500 just for closing costs. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When you buy a home in the last quarter of the year, October, November, or December, your closing costs might look a little different. One reason is property taxes. Property taxes are what you pay to your local government to help fund schools, roads, and other services. At closing, you usually pay for the portion of the year that you'll own the home. If you close in December, you're only paying for 1 month. That can make your upfront property tax bill much smaller than if you closed earlier in the year. Another reason is prepaid interest. This is the interest on your loan from the day you close until the end of that month. Let's say you close on November 20th. You'd only pay interest for 10 or 11 days until December starts. If you close on December 1st, you'd pay almost a whole month of interest upfront. So, the exact day you close can change how much prepaid interest you owe. Closing at the end of the year can sometimes feel like a money saver because you're paying for fewer days of property taxes and interest. But keep in mind, you'll still be responsible for these costs in the new year when your tax and mortgage bills come due. Here's another thing to know: many lenders and title companies get very busy at the end of the year. Lots of people want to close before the holidays or before December 31st. Why? Some buyers and sellers want to finish for tax reasons, and others just want a fresh start in their new home for the new year. Because of this, it's a good idea to plan ahead and be flexible with your timing. So, what can you do to be prepared for closing costs in the last quarter of the year? First, always ask your lender for a loan estimate early in the process. This is a document that shows you an estimate of your closing costs. Second, about 3 days before you close, you'll get a closing disclosure. This tells you the final numbers. Review it carefully so you know exactly what you need to bring to the table. Third, make sure you have extra savings ready. Even though closing costs might be a little lower in the last quarter, it's always better to be safe than short on funds. Buying a home is one of the biggest milestones in life. Understanding your closing costs, especially in the last few months of the year, helps you walk into closing day confident and prepared. I hope this video made closing costs a little easier to understand. For more information, be sure to connect with us.
Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you would like to discuss it further. So if you would, please feel free to call me, Mitch Milat, Riviera Financial Mortgage, 424-290-8294. You can also email me, mitch@rivierafinancial.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Mitchell Milat, or on my Facebook homepage, Mitch Milat, Riviera Financial, Beverly Hills. Thank you so much. Look forward to talking to you soon and wishing you much success in the future.